Hi, I'm Phil Ashey from the American Anglican Council with an Anglican perspective on questions for global Anglicans in the 21st century. We're continuing to walk through this Global South Anglican Covenant called the Cairo Covenant, where it was adopted on October 11 of this year. And as it says in section 2 on relational commitments, this Global South Fellowship of Anglican Churches is a fellowship of confessing Anglicans for the good of the Anglican communion. So everything we've been talking about is about a way for us to bring Anglicans together with proper faith and order for the sake of mission. And I know sometimes it's difficult to understand what faith and order in a church has to do with mission. Why should we make such a big deal about it? And sometimes the faith and order piece seems many steps removed from the mission piece. But let me quote to you from this very paragraph in section 2, paragraph 1.3. It says, "We cherish our Anglican heritage and the Anglican communion, and we believe that to proclaim Christ faithfully to the nations." Interesting, that's exact language from GAFCON Jerusalem 2018. To proclaim Christ faithfully to all nations, Anglican churches need to reorder their common life on the foundation of truth and grace to which the Bible and the English reformers bore witness, citing the Great Commission and Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. What are they saying here? They're saying there's an organic connection, a relationship between faith and order on the one hand and mission on the other. You see, if you don't have a clear idea of what is the faith that you are sharing, you are not going to be able to do mission very effectively. In fact, you're not going to make disciples of Jesus. You'll make disciples of something, but it won't be disciples of Jesus. And the mission of the church is, as Christ said, to make disciples of him, of all nations. And it goes on to say, to proclaim Christ faithfully to all nations, Anglican churches need to rediscover afresh the authentic basis of their bonds of affection, that is, the faith of their Anglican forebears, which sets the foundational framework within which Anglicans can discern the limits of diversity and comprehensiveness in their common life. That's another important phrase, because what it's saying is we're not held together simply by feelings, by bonds of affection, but we actually have some guardrails, some doctrinal guardrails that say, yes, within Anglicanism we have a diversity and a comprehensiveness, but it's within certain biblical limits and boundaries that are well defined, which this Global South Covenant lays out in section 1 in such detail. But then it goes on to say, look, the future of our churches, in paragraph 1.4, the future of our churches and the Anglican communion lies in winning the next generation. You see, again, this is all about mission. It's about bringing people to Jesus. It's about making disciples that are in keeping with the belief and the faith once delivered to the saints, passed on through the apostles, and passed on to our forebears, the great reformers that started the Anglican Church. And the order of the church and preserving that godly order and discipline with regards to this foundation makes that mission possible.